Oh, it's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark. If you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so last one, guys.
Final. What's going on, Rebel family? Today's video: fresh and fit hate black women. I guess I don't know, but before we get to the video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever we go live or a new video drops. So, our favorite comedic duo, Fresh and Fit, are back on the YouTube streets, back in the angst of the people on the YouTube streets. And in particular, the black community has an issue with some things that these guys have said, and I guess it was some past videos, some references about their dating standards or whatever, preference, whatever you want to call it, self-hate, whatever you want to label it as, right? So the young woman on the screen, her name is Asian Doll. I think she's some type of rapper. She was dating another young rapper named King Von. And unfortunately, that brother was killed in Atlanta. I think he's from Chicago. I believe he was from Chicago. The brother was killed. She's some type of rapper or singer or something as well. I don't know. I'm old, guys. Sorry. I don't know who these people are, except for just social media. Anyway, so they had this woman on as a guest on their podcast recently, and some things transpired. If you don't know, I'll jump right into the video here of what transpired on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and let's jump into it here.
Like you
Calculator.
with
All
those
right.
people,
No, it was her turn to go.
you get to know like what love feels.
Guys,
like, those people you
guys,
don't get along with at all.
sidebar conversations, please.
All right. What about
I've told you this is like this is like the fifth time I've told you that, right?
Yeah,
Sixth
so-
time.
Like stop.
Okay, so there's Asian Doll right there in the middle. Apparently, she was having a side conversation with the girl to her left, our right. They were having a sidebar conversation. Apparently, this is something that had been happening throughout the podcast, and I guess they wanted it to stop. Obviously, you get feedback whenever someone's having a side conversation. The microphone still picks it up. So, they wanted them to stop with the side conversation. So I guess it had happened a few times. Asian Doll came late, about 2 hours to the podcast, and the podcast still went on, but that's kind of where we're picking it up here.
Stop. For real, like stop.
He mean as fuck.
I'm just keeping it real, man.
No,
Like
but
you
he's
haven't been here.
cool.
So
I
you
don't
haven't
give a
seen
fuck
it.
about none of that shit.
Yeah, it's the whole show.
Yeah, she's been doing it the whole show. I'm not mean as fuck. I just have rules. Simple.
All right, go ahead. It's podcast.
Damn.
What I look for in a man
You a
in
mean
love,
ass
that's
nigga.
like approaching me.
Hold on. Excuse me?
You mean?
I'm not mean at all.
Okay, I don't care.
Have you been here the whole time?
No.
All right then. So you don't know what was
I
happening,
don't
right?
give a fuck.
Okay then. So how you gonna come on somebody's show, not know what go down, and say, "Oh, you're mean"?
It don't matter. I can say what I want.
Okay, well, you can get the
Fucking
fuck off the show,
freedom
too.
of speech. I don't give
Get
Man,
off the show,
chill,
too.
man. Chill out, bro.
Listen, don't do my baby like
Nah,
that.
you can go.
No,
Just
Chill,
go.
chill. She
Don't
ain't
do
gotta
You're
go.
not gonna come on the platform
Bro,
disrespect.
Nah, chill, bro.
Okay.
She ain't gotta go nowhere.
No, she
chill,
could go.
Chill, bro.
I don't have to.
Chill.
Come on, baby. We don't have to be this mean. We can all be.
Okay, so I guess the dudes in the background are with Asian Doll. It appears to me, because they were kind of taken up for it. And I think when whatever this guy's name, Myron, said she can get the F out, or whatever, the energy changed. Oh, she ain't got to go nowhere. I mean, if someone's telling you to leave their space, their platform, and apparently I think this is these guys' house, or one of them stays there, I guess. I don't know. You should leave. I don't understand this entitlement to say she don't have to go anywhere when it's not your space. That makes absolutely no sense. But these are the type of people that, unfortunately we're dealing with, and this is in no way, shape, or form to take up for Fresh and Fit, because, I've said things about them in the past We all know that these dudes are cornballs. They never had game. They still don't have game, and it shows how these dudes are continuing to make silly mistakes over and over and over and over again, right? I don't, you know, this can't be scripted in terms of gaining some type of shine because it's too sloppy, right? No one can script the mistakes that these dudes are making, right? So let's keep going here.
Listen,
Come on.
Chill out, bro.
let's calm
I'm
down.
sorry.
He's hot. I'm calm.
No, I'm
good.
very calm, but it's
She
like,
is calm.
bro, you got to show a little
Oh,
bit
yeah,
of respect
bro,
on the
it
platform.
It's
is
cool,
respect.
bro.
You talking about other
Chill.
shit. I say you mean. It is what it is.
I
What
mean,
the fuck
he
you
is
want me to
triggered.
say?
That's not the truth,
Mean.
though.
You mad about I said mean? You grown as hell.
Well,
Yeah, well.
Okay. So
Yeah.
earlier on the show,
Fuck.
let's look back and forth.
I mean, honestly, she did look like she wanted to get up and. I don't know if she did that because she had dudes over there with her or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I believe the dudes on the side were with her. So I don't know if she was getting bucked like that in terms of not. She was cool with it, but she clearly was as if like, yo, you ain't gonna do nothing, right? And I don't know if she was doing that because the dude's with her, or whatever, or that's just her character. I don't know, whatever. But nonetheless, she's kind of proving them right, and I'll touch on that again in a second.
So he was just telling her to chill because it was like 5 times before to like chill.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay, but I said he mean. Why he wanna stop the shit?
Well,
do some dramatic.
because you don't know what was going on.
we are
I
hosting
don't
the show.
know.
It's
okay?
good, though, bro.
Why,
Hey,
why would
yo.
that piss you off?
Chill, bro. All right. We all right. We good.
He
No,
want a
I mean,
moment. Get it slow.
We good. Let's keep going, bro. We all
I
right.
wanna leave.
Let's keep the
No,
baby.
don't
You
leave,
got
please.
I won't.
Please.
Okay, just like from here on out, like please,
on his
one
ass,
at a
he's
time
tripping.
because we're going
Yeah,
to the show
we'll
right now.
start
Okay?
it over. I promise I won't say nothing. I promise.
Okay, so that's it, and let's jump into the last clip. This is an older clip of these guys stating their dating preferences.
Feminine women, what's her gram?
What's your Instagram
Dude,
again?
you
got
are
a
like
lot
a
of love
fan-
today.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, just keeping it real. I don't really date black girls. It's not because like like most black girls are like
This nigga.
annoying. How to put this? Ratchet, and they don't know how to like be
Carry
reserved. You're like the complete opposite.
You
So
are not the
props to you.
stereotype.
Yeah,
You are
not
not the
You are
stereotype.
not the same. That's
Aw.
awesome.
So yeah, so we'll give you that compliment too.
What's
It's a
your-
pleasure.
What's your Instagram?
It's Crystal Fit.
Okay, so that was it. All right, so those were the things. I want to jump over here to social media because I just want to take a look at some things here. Right, let's jump on Twitter here real quick. All right, I wanted to pull up this. I wanted to pull up Twitter and just kind of see what's going on here because this is one of the silliest things to me ever. Right, our community is. We focus on the silliest, the most unimportant issues to be outraged about, right? Again, women are running around saying, men are running around saying it, that they can't pull black women, and we're gonna see in the comments, right? We're gonna see in the comments. The only thing that I have concern with is this, and this is why I bring this comment up here. So I'm starting with this comment. It is interesting how Fresh and Fit are two non-American black men who felt the need to speak on Shaniquas and proclaim they don't date black women. I wouldn't even call them black men, but because they don't look at themselves that way. I think who is the taller one? Myron is from Ethiopia, Sudan. I don't know. There's different stories. Put it this way: he's not a black American dude, right? And then the other one, Walter, Fresh CEO, the little short one, is from Grenada, something. See, as a matter of fact, they're going through it in the comments here. I don't even know exactly where these dudes are from. Sudanese, Barbados is where they're from. But anyway, my thing is, I don't want people putting them dudes on us. They're not us. They're not black American. Though there are some black American dudes who will say the same thing and espouse some of the same things, you know, but these two dudes, we don't claim them. So don't stop putting them on us. Stop saying, you know, black men this, and just like people are outraged about them saying that they don't date black women and Shaniquas and Bumquishas, whatever that crap that they said, and it's not all black women. You're turning around and then putting these two clowns on us, right? So my issue is two things, and the only reason why I'm doing this video is one, again, the image of the black man, the black male image, and I'm talking about black American, right? Black men in general, African men in general, but black Americans specifically, right? That's what I'm concerned with. Our image. Don't put these dudes on us. And this is one of the problems that I have with you know, the Pan African community, right? They want to put they put these dudes on us as if there's no differentiation between us. Yeah, we can be all African, all this silliness. Oh, okay, fine. But don't put these type of dudes on us who come over here with this type of mindset, and then, you know, you said this is us. No, this is not us. We're different. And this is where I'm starting with this, right? We're not the same. What does Shaniqua have to do with North African and West Indian, right? And I'll answer that question because in this culture, they're in Miami, they're going to run into some of those women at some point, right? They're going to run into black American women in Miami, right? This is the type of ish I be talking about. This is why I need longer form content. Shaniqua is not a name native to Sudan, where Myron is from. He's Sudanese or Ethiopian. Like I said, I heard both. I don't know. Like, why are non-American incels adding their toxic mess into our community? Well, they're not incels because they can get sex. They're not involuntary celibate, even if they pay for it, right? We understand that they have no game, fine. But they have enough clout in terms of their podcast to where they can get women. So let's stop with the foolishness, right? Let's just call it what it is. They can get women, and they could get some black women. Let's just stop it. Myron supposedly had one black woman pregnant. She was black, right? A couple of scandals ago, and I gotta say it like this in their timeline: a couple of scandals ago. And then let's see. All right, so I heard people pontificate. It's self-hate. It goes beyond preference. I mean, so many people talked about this silliness, right? If y'all don't cancel this colorist, he hates black women. You called him a colorist, and then he said he hates black women. He can't be both, because he clearly said he likes light-skinned black women, or he'll deal with them or whatever. He didn't say he hated them. Those are black women. Okay, yeah, and I want to take a look at some of these things, right? So, Joe Budden's had some things to say. A lot of people had some things to say, right? Tank, the singer Tank, hold on, I'm looking for. Yeah, these dudes are not alphas, right? We know this. This is clear. Where is it at? All right, I can't find it right offhand. But anyway, let me keep going. So many people had things to say. It's a form of self-hate. I mean, we have so many, psychologists and can get into the minds of these dudes. One way or the other, who cares? If it is a form of self-hate, which I don't think it is, self-hate, you have to hate yourself. Saying that you don't like dark-skinned black women is not a form of self-hate, especially for Myron. He ain't even dark-skinned. You may be able to say that for, what's his name, Walter Fresh, whatever his name is. You may be able to say that for him, but for Myron, he's not dark skinned. So what would it be for him? All right. This is the young lady here. And I'm sorry, but does she fit in the form of who they were talking about? I mean, look at this. I mean, I understand she might be some type of entertainer, but still, she walks around like this. Right? There she looks pretty normal, but you're not going to tell me that she wouldn't fit the stereotype that all of us have, and that there is legitimacy for. And again, this is not defending these dudes. there's a legitimate argument for a Shaniqua. We've had this stereotype since the 90s. And like I did a live stream talking about the shows and some of the tropes in media that we've seen. And unfortunately, this young lady, she fits that stereotype. And there's a lot of them, right? We don't have to just point out the Cardi B's and the Meg the Stallions or whatever, but there's a lot of this running around, right? Even to the point that we have reality shows where there are lawyers running around. These lawyers are running around on reality show and it isn't just Love and Hip Hops and what is the other one? The Basketball Wives and there's doctors running around acting exactly like this. So we can't just say it's a small segment. It's a small minority when we have lawyers and doctors running around doing the same exact thing. Because to be on any type of reality show, we know that there has to be some ratchetness involved, right? You're not getting on these shows without there being a hint of drama. Drama sells. So I mean, so you have these women on these. These are professional women, right? And so this is what I'm saying. Unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we have these types of stereotypes. That we have these stereotypes going on here in the community, and it's the same way with the men. This is why we push back on this. This is exactly why we push back on the stereotypes of brothers wearing their pants down and so forth and all that kind of stuff. Because that stereotype is not good for our image. But I want to talk about a couple of other things. I'm not going to pull this up. I don't want this video to be too long. It's already long enough. But Joe Budden stated something. Young Jock pushed back. There are so many people pushing back on this thing. And there are women also pushing back. Joe Budden, Tank, Young Jock, and any other black man that's pushing back on this, right? Did Young Jock ever marry a black woman? Has he married one yet? We know Joe Budden isn't. So you love black women so much, you care so much about black women, yet you never built a family with one. You know what I mean? You never built a family with one, but you care about them so much. Young Jock left how many baby mamas that are black women? And we understand when you're a baby mama, the poverty rates. And yes, he may have a little bit more money than the average dude, but still, he's doing average man stuff, right? Tank, the same thing with Tank. And then for the black community in general, so many black women have been killed since that Rajay Black issue that the black community had so much outrage about, right? And rightfully so. But then now have been radio silent when all these black women are being killed by these white dudes that they're with. All these swirling women being killed by these white guys. I don't see all the videos on that. And I think it was because that Ray Black or whatever his name was, he was a follow, or I think he followed Kevin Samuels or something. So when that, you see, we told you the manosphere, it causes these guys. What about all these white dudes that just killed these black women? What about this rapper that just killed, and I said I was going to do a video on this, and I actually am going to now that I think about it. A rapper killed his baby mama, or no, not his baby mama, his girlfriend. She had 3 children, and he killed her and then killed himself. Not one peep on the YouTube streets here. So either we care about black women or we don't. Those are my final thoughts. This video is way too long anyway, so I'm gonna do a video on that just to expound on my thoughts about the hypocrisy that I see in terms of the YouTube streets. The selective outrage in the black community is ridiculous. It's 2022. If you don't like Fresh and Fit, if you don't think that they can get women, why are you even upset about what they're saying? Hell, even if you think it's self-hate, I saw a lot of brothers talking about it. It's self-hate. It goes beyond that. Are you gonna go over there and treat them? No. You can't hold them accountable. Yes, people can try to get their YouTube channels canceled, and O'Shea, he's the only one looking. Well, he and Abba from Abba and Preach, they're the only ones looking at this from a business standpoint. That these guys are putting their business in jeopardy yet again if they can get canceled or if they're trying to move more mainstream. And DJ Academic said the same thing. If they're trying to be more mainstream, this isn't going to get them there, right? They have to water it down a bit to go more mainstream. But I don't see them being canceled. Most of us are not their audience anyway. We don't watch them. This only boosted their profile a little bit more. I expect them to get a jump out of views, people going through looking for other stuff that they can find. They'll get a bump in views. They'll get a bump in subscribers. YouTube is probably not going to take it down because they're just talking about what they don't like. Whether you call it self-hate or not, that's not against YouTube guidelines. They're not saying to do anything harmful to black women. So what YouTube guideline did they what YouTube guideline did they break? But anyway, the community, black community, we gotta why are we outraged about these two dudes? I just don't understand. They have a platform, and even some of the people who are outraged about it are still saying that they shouldn't be censored, because if they get censored, guess who is going to come to next? Us. Anytime someone doesn't like what you're saying, you're going to be the next one on the chopping block. If these dudes get chopped, as big as their platform is, what happens to a small platform like mine that I say something that people don't like? There's always somebody in the comments that don't like something that I said, and that's okay, but I'll be next on the chopping block. The censorship, this whole cancel culture censorship thing, it's going to backfire. Just like the Me Too movement backfired on women. It backfired on them. Now you got women complaining that men don't approach them. Yeah, it's the Me Too. Street harassment. Yeah, I wouldn't approach you either. Men are pragmatic. They're practical. If we're gonna be called harassers every time we, even in a respectful way, try to talk to a woman on the street, we're called harasser or whatever. Guess what? We're just not going to talk to you. We'll just catch you online where we know that's what you're looking for, and that's it. So anyway, the community has to stop being this outraged over silliness every 5 minutes. And these dudes aren't going anywhere. Again, each thing that happens to them, they don't go anywhere. They've gotten stronger. Like I said, I don't think that this was scripted by them. These are just their mistakes. But anyway, those are my final thoughts. Peace, Rebel family.